the Pittsburgh Steelers found some studs down in Mobile, Alabama. The draft process is in full swing, with Senior Bowl practice week wrapping up. Just who are some players the Steelers will be interested in? As we know, pretty much every prospect there meets with every single team at the Senior Bowl. So when we hear a prospect met with a team, it does not always mean that's the player they're specifically targeting. I do have a list of players though, just based off their practice performance and also their interviews, that I believe will pique the Pittsburgh Steelers' interest. John Michael Schmitz, C. I don't think there was a single better performance this week than what Michael Schmitz did at center. The way he moves in space was obvious, but the wrestling background really showed up as he just kept planting and pancaking guys into the dirt. Rarely was he ever drove back, as he showed a great anchor versus power rushes, playing with a good base and showing quick feet. Mason Cole is a decent center who fits the Steelers' scheme, but he very much can be upgraded. Cole lacks the strength to be able to handle those bigger nose tackles in the trenches, but is a good mover out in space, and he's functional in pass protection. A potential battle between him and Dotson at left guard, with Schmidt starting at center, could go a long way to improving the starting line, but also the depth of the offensive line. Keanu Benton, DT, Wisconsin. Measuring in at about 6'3", 312 pounds and 34-inch arm length, Benton has to be the easiest scheme projection to make along the Steelers' defensive line. He's played anywhere from a 5 to a 0 technique, who looks to be at his best from a pass rush perspective as a 3 technique. The Steelers love their hybrid defensive fronts, and Benton's versatility is going to be super enticing to them. He flat out dominated in practice this week, as he could not be stopped in one-on-ones at all, particularly during days 1 and 2. He showed off a good arsenal of pass rush moves that included a club, rip combo, club, swim, a bull rush into a push-pull, and experimented with an inside spin move. The hand usage is there, developing a consistent plan snap to snap is the next step. He also showed incredible leverage in the run game as he utilized his length and power to maintain gap integrity and control the line of scrimmage. Adetomiwa Adebawor, DT, Northwestern. I already liked Adebawor coming into this week, but now I'm ready to pound the table for him. He has one of the best builds you could ask for in terms of his height and length combo. Standing at about 6'1", 284 pounds and 34-inch arm length, he comes off the ball with a very low and natural pad level that makes him very easy to win the leverage battle. There are very few players at his position who are that short and have that long of a wingspan, which makes him quite the unicorn. The way he utilizes his length to get into offensive linemen's chest is ridiculous, especially because he's accessing a ridiculous amount of power from his lower body as he bends and stays low to the ground. He's not just power and length though, as he possesses an absurd amount of bend to get around the corner, along with notable quickness for a guy that size. Northwestern played him all over the line, anywhere from a wide 9 to a 3 technique. He showed the most success as a rusher from across the guard as a 3 technique, where he'd win with a variety of moves like a cross chop, club swim/rip combo, and a long arm stab. He held up very well as a run defender at the 3 and 5 technique, showing good balance to take on blocks and outstanding leverage. That versatility and potential should have him firmly entrenched on the Steelers' board. Sidney Brown, S., Illinois. Known to most as the brother of Chase Brown, the safety out of Illinois quietly had one of the strongest weeks out of anyone there. His versatility was on full display this week, anywhere from the single high safety or covering TEs and receivers out of the slot. He thrived in both roles this week and showed to teams that he can wear multiple hats in a secondary. That sort of versatility is very appealing to the Steelers, who have a need for a slot corner and love to rotate their defensive backs all around the formation. With the impending free agencies of Cameron Sutton and Terrell Edmonds, Sidney Brown should be firmly on their radar. Matthew Bergeron, OT, Syracuse. There's a theme here around versatility, and Matthew Bergeron is the most versatile offensive lineman who was at the Senior Bowl. He's played every single position during his time at Syracuse and played a lot of left tackle and left guard this week of practice. Bergeron showcased smooth feet, good athleticism and hand usage. His best fit looks like left tackle, where the Steelers could be having some questions about Dan Moore and at the very least, the depth behind him. Bergeron is someone whose name I expect to be heard often about connected with the Steelers.